What's up, guys? It's Blackwing here, back with part 2 of the Sinestro Corps War review. And for those who don't know what the book cover looks like, this is it, and we are going to be covering the remaining parts of the book, and it gets real juicier from here on. So, also, for those who did not see my other book reviews of the Green Lanterns, I'll leave annotations right here in this spot for you guys to click on. Alright, so right here. One will be Green Lantern Rebirth, right here will be green, and Sinestro Corps War Part 1, and of course it will be yellow. So almost forgot the oath. Look at me. Let's begin. In blackest day, in brightest night, beware your fears made into light. Let those who try to stop what's right burn like my power, Sinestro's might. Let's resume, shall we? So, anyway, where we left off, the Red Lancers, the Sinestro Corps actually followed Hal Jordan, Guy Gardner, and John Stewart on the way home, the home journey back to Earth. And now we travel back into deep space with the Green Lantern Corps, who are dealing with the situation with ranks. So deep inside ranks, actually, Sodom Yat, Izamat, Sithos, and I know I'm forgetting one more Lantern Stell. And let me show you guys who Lantern Stell is. Stell is actually a Green Lantern robot, actually. But he's a pretty cool looking Green Lantern, if I might add. But apparently in this story arc, he's not disabled. He just has a little repair. This is Green Lantern Stell, and if you want to see his partner Green Man, I'll show you to him. And Green Man is literally his name is Green Man. This is Green Man. Literally, he's just right there. That's Green Man. So anyway, Kilowog runs into Arquilo again, having to fight him, while the Sinestro Corps plot to take down Mogo's core, and they plan to use that using the gravity disruptors from ranks, and along with tiny little children called the Children of the White Lobe. Now, I don't really know the history of these characters at all, but let me show you these weird looking little creatures. Literally, they're children, and they're also used as suicide bombers to blow holes big enough to get to Mogo's core. Of course, the core ain't gonna stand for that. So Kilowog dukes it out with Arquilo with as much strength that he has left. And he's about to give his dying breath, and inside ranks they're about to get killed. The Sinestro Corps member Enkaphos kills Lantern Sithos, who knows everything about ranks and everything. So now they try to avenge him, but of course Enkaphos says, "You can't kill me because your rings are not allowed to use lethal force." And then as soon as he said that, the message comes through to their rings: "Attention all Green Lanterns, you are free to use lethal force against the Sinestro Corps." And right then, the Corps goes full out assault on the Sinestro Corps using any weapon they can imagine, taking them out with ease. And of course, Sodom Yat kills Enkaphos for, killing Sithos. And then Stell was able to hack into Ranks' systems, but was cut off. And then Sodom Yat decides to go in and destroy Ranks from the inside. Arisha tells him don't do it, because that's suicide, but Sodom Yat says, "Don't worry, I'll survive." And turns out he blows up Ranks from the inside out. And then, of course, I'm sorry for being silent. I just wanted to make it feel, a little dramatic for you guys. But of course, he goes in, he blows up Ranks, and after he comes out, he survives, apparently, which is amazing, actually. I never thought he was actually survived that. So now that Ranks is destroyed, Salak tells all the Lanterns to head back to Oa, and then Hal Jordan says, "Salak, you were wrong. The Sinestro Corps wasn't planned to attack wasn't Oa, it was actually Earth." So now we trace back to Earth, where Parallax is about to kill Hal Jordan's brother and his kids, and Hal Jordan, having only 0.1 power level in his ring, goes in, flies full assault into Parallax, and he tries to talk it out, because he knows deep down Kyle is still stuck in there trying to get out. And so Guy and John try to help out Hal Jordan, and then Hal says, use the painting that he used to look at when he was a child from his house. So Guy goes to get the painting, while John stays back and to help Hal. But in doing so, Parallax absorbs both Hal Jordan and Parallax. And if you want to know what they look like, it ain't a pretty sight. This is what Parallax looks like when he absorbs Hal Jordan and Kyle Rayner. So Hal Jordan, of course, is wrapped around Parallax inside himself, and he finds Kyle. So he tells Kyle not to give up and don't give in. But Kyle feels in fear because he knows the Sinestro Corps killed his mom. But Hal said, we can make it through this together. And right then they were able to break free of Parallax, and now Parallax is just, his yellow entity form. And so Ganthet and Sage show up with their power batteries and puts each piece of Parallax into their 4 batteries. And then from right there, Kyle Rayner rejoins the Lantern Corps with no ounce of entity in him. He's just a regular plain Green Lantern, and he's fine with that. So Hal and Kyle go to wait, no, I'm skipping a part. Whoops, I'm so sorry. Sorry about that, guys. So with the lanterns fully charged and everything, Sinestro, of course, has a full assault on the Earth. So the Green Lantern Corps, now knowing what is going on, Salak sends each of them to different locations on Earth. Some go to California. Kilowog goes to San Diego, California. Some of them go to Las Vegas, and some of them go to Mount Rushmore. In San Diego, of course, Kilowog is helping destroy the other Sinestro Corps members, but has a run-in with Arkilo again. But this time, he actually puts an end to him. But here's the funny thing about it. As Kilowog is fighting Arkilo, they fight so hard that they land in the San Diego Convention Center during a San Diego Comic-Con convention. So the way Kilowog actually defeated Arkilo, he picked up those ships that the Navy used. He dropped it right on top of Arkilo's head, because Arkilo was oblivious to what he was doing, because he just loves to kill. So he dropped the ship on top of Arkilo. Of course, it didn't kill him. And Kilowog blasted the finger of Arkilo that had the ring on. And then he said, we need to get to New York, because that's where the Anti-Monitor is. And Sinestro has Cyborg Superman take on the Manhunters. Cyborg Superman and his Manhunters take on the Justice League. So Earth is really much in peril right now, because you have the Justice League, the Justice Society, the Teen Titans, and other superhero groups trying to protect the world from this huge, huge threat. And I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought for a second. So some of the Lanterns go to New York, because that's where the Manhunter is, and the Guardians show up bringing back the Ion entity and decide to give it to Sodam Yat, who figure is the truthful and rightful owner of the entity and becomes the new Ion. Then Superboy Prime shows up challenging Ion, and Ion actually puts up a much of a battle against Superboy Prime, but mops the floor with him so hard he can't even get up. Sodam Yat actually tries his best to get up, but it just wasn't enough. Ion is no match for Superboy Prime, sadly. So back with Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern and the rest of the Green Lanterns, Hal and Kyle go back to his Hal's brother's house, and he makes a message to Coast City stating that the Sinestro Corps will be coming to destroy Coast City, because they already destroyed other cities already. And then this is where the beauty of this comic actually happens. Let me show you guys this. Hold on, because this is pretty much the most epic moment in a Green Lantern comic that has ever happened. So after Hal made the message, turns out everyone in Coast City lights green lights across the city stating, "We're not going anywhere. We're staying right here." That is so phenomenal. Jeff Johns is smart for writing that. That was smart. So the town stays. The townspeople stay. So John and Guy are in New York trying to stop the Anti-Monitor, but Guy is starting to feel sick and he starts to cough up yellow blood. And turns out the tiny little parasite, Destoples, is inside Guy Gardner. And while the Anti-Monitor, of course, is wrecking havoc all over New York, the Guardians show up trying to fight the Anti-Monitor, and the Anti-Monitor actually grabbed one of the Guardians and scarred one of them. And from then on, that Guardian that was scarred was from then on named Scar, literally. And plus, it's a she Guardian, even though she's bald. But anyway, so Guy came up with a plan saying they should drop Warworld on top of the Anti-Monitor big enough to destroy it. So they came up with the idea. They grappled onto Warworld, pulled it down, thrown it on top of the Anti-Monitor, while Kilowog and the other Lanterns shielded the explosion, with Cyborg Superman inside saying, "Green Lanterns, thank you," because he actually got his chance to die. But then again, the Anti-Monitor survives, and then Superboy Prime shows up and rips the Anti-Monitor apart and just throws him to the farthest part in the galaxy. And then Superboy Prime has enough because he wants his moment to shine, and he starts beating on the heroes, the Green Lantern Corps, and the Sinestro Corps alike. And then one of the Guardians decide to use as a last resort to commit themselves as a suicide bomber, and Superboy Prime got caught in the explosion. Now on to the final battle with Hal Jordan and Sinestro and Kyle Rayner. Sinestro decides to use the Manhunters to drain their power rings power level, and turns out it did. And then of course the Sinestro was chasing after them, but Jordan was able to find a dead Manhunter's power skull, and Sinestro was like, "You think you're gonna use a Manhunter's power skull to charge your ring? What do you think you're doing?" And of course Hal Jordan says, "I'm not trying to charge my ring, I'm trying to even the odds." So he used the power skull to drain Sinestro's ring. So Hal, Kyle, and Sinestro are just fist fighting each other. And of course the good guys get the upper hand, Sinestro is defeated, and the Green Lanterns win the war. And if you guys want to know what happens after this, Coast City gets rebuilt and is now known as Coast City, the city without fear, and everything is somewhat back to normal. But deep in space, the Anti-Monitor is heard by a deep voice. It says, it's him, the Anti-Monitor. It says, "Rise." And as soon as that happens, a Black Lantern battery grows around him. Hint, hint, the Blackest Night. So Ganthet and Sade are of course banished for the Guardians, and after they leave, they create a blue power ring showing that they're going to create the Blue Lantern Corps. So after that, it's all peace and prosperity for now. So I hope you guys enjoyed this book review. It's one of my favorite Green Lantern books that I've ever read. I love Jeff Johns' writing. So tell me what you enjoyed about this review. I recommend this book to anyone who wants to get into the Green Lantern mythos. So don't forget to like and subscribe and comment. And as always, I am Vengeance, I am Darkness, I am Blackwing. Stay golden.